What's up, Comic Book Nation? BD here, guys. Welcome to Comic Book Now, where we're running through the top 5 stories in the past 24 hours. Today we're talking Game of Thrones, Winds of Winter. The book might have a release date. Oh, hey, guess who almost played Scott Eastwood's role in Suicide Squad? Got some big Walking Dead news, possibly very spoilery. A new trailer for Underworld, Blood Wars, and Hiddleswift is no more. And we're going to talk all about it, all right, guys? Because Comic Book Now starts now. All right, first of all, let's talk about this Game of Thrones news. The Winds of Winter, the 6th book of what is supposed to be 7 books, is allegedly getting a release date of March 9th, 2017, according to Amazon. Now, let's take that with a grain of salt, because I remember Batman vs. Superman, the Ultimate Edition, got a release date on Amazon, and I specifically remember writing about it and talking about it and all this stuff, and quickly getting an email from Warner Brothers about it saying, that is not true, and guess what? It was wrong. But I know Game of Thrones fans are eager to get this book. The HBO series surpassed the books in terms of storytelling, so a lot of people want to know what George R.R. Martin has up his sleeve. And this was originally supposed to be a trilogy, so who knows? You might even get more books. But in any case, the Amazon release date of Game of Thrones, Winds of Winter, is March 9th, 2017. We will have to wait and see if that actually holds true, or if old Georgie boy is going to take way too long. Next up, Shia LaBeouf was almost in Suicide Squad. That's right, he was approached for the role of GQ, Lieutenant GQ. The role ultimately went to Scott Eastwood, but the actor said that David Ayer, director of Suicide Squad, approached him for the role originally, and he passed on it. That's because this isn't why he passed on it, but why he was approached. They had worked together on Fury. Fury was a great movie. It was about the tank and Brad Pitt and John Bernthal, who is not the Punisher, by the way. They all were in the tank and defending it from the Nazis and all that crazy stuff. It was a crazy film, super gritty, not too different of a role, I guess. It was an army guy that LaBeouf was playing there. I think Shia LaBeouf is a great actor. You know, he might have his issues. He might go around rapping in the streets or plagiarizing or whatever he does and whatever you might have against him following that Transformers success. But I think he's a very talented actor. That said, got to wonder why that role was so important, this GQ role, which originally was almost handed to Shia LaBeouf, that ultimately went to Scott Eastwood. Is he going to turn into Nightwing? I don't know. We'll see. Next up, Hiddleswift. They are no more. Ragnarok-y lovers have broken up. This is one of the punniest things I've heard all week. We have an article on the site about the breakup songs between Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston. The top song, the debut single of the album, is called I Hate You Low Key. I can't even do this with a straight face. Frost My Giant Heart, topping billboards all week. And Dark Elves, Dark Selves. Guys, if you have any, leave them in the comment section if that was just too much pun. Also leave that and let me know that you hate me for it. Next up, I'll redeem myself with a really cool trailer. The Underworld Blood Wars trailer, the 5th installment of the Underworld franchise, is here. Just take a look at the trailer. There's no way for me to put this in words for you.
The vampire and lichen clans have been at war for centuries, turning our world into a battlefield.
Are you with
For me, the fight is personal. Everyone I've ever loved has been hunted down. Now a new war is being waged.
This day was bound to come.
The Lycans are moving again. They have a new leader, Marius.
We must not rest until we have destroyed their final sanctuary. You'll need Celine.
She cannot be trusted.
Tell your Marius, I'm not finished with this war.
Celine's blood is the key. You will be invincible.
As the lichens grow stronger, I fear more blood will be spilled than ever before.
We fight for our coven!
Impossible.
Kate Beckinsale kicking ass in that trailer. Gotta love it. Underworld Blood Wars, the 5th installment of the Underworld franchise, hits theaters January 6th, 2017. That's kind of scary because January is generally where movies go to die. But next up, speaking of dying Walking Dead news, Greg Nicotero, just in the same interview where he said that he described the significant lengths that the team at AMC and The Walking Dead has gone to keep this spoiler a secret, who did Negan kill? He may have slipped and let up a major spoiler. Warning, this is your warning. We're going to reveal what he said. Okay, so in the interview, he said that if they had revealed the deaths, it wouldn't have had the same impact. That's not an exact quote, but the word that is the exact quote is deaths. He didn't say if they revealed the death. He said the deaths, plural, indicating that there may be one more character dying upon Negan's introduction, or at least in the Season 7 premiere, because Nicotero directed this episode. When I talked to him, he told me it was one of the hardest things ever, that he had to keep taking the actors through and just taking them to dark places, and now it sounds like it's twice as dark as we could have ever imagined, maybe 3 times, who knows. A lot of people are saying that there are a pair of actors who haven't been on set since the filming of the first episode. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to get too spoilery here, but this is a very interesting thing that Nicotero said, because that is confirming the popular theory that more than one character is going to die in the Season 7 premiere of The Walking Dead. Did he slip? Was it a typo? I don't know, but the fact is, it's there. He said deaths, according to this interview with EW. Whew. Who do you hope it wasn't? Let us know in the comment section. Let's take a few questions from Twitter. If you guys want to join the conversation, use the hashtag CBNow. We've got a couple here. What do we got? Sentry Netflix series. This is actually a fan art of Justin Cuxulane as Sentry. Justin Cuxulane was on The Walking Dead. He played Ethan. He was in one episode. He tried to kill Rick, and we know how that goes for anybody who tries to kill Rick. A Sentry Netflix series, I'm not in a hurry to get to it. I'd rather get a Moon Knight Netflix series. I'm eager for the Punisher Netflix series. There's a lot of things I'd rather see. I'd rather see Nova happen before Sentry. Would I like to see it? Sure, I'd love to see Sentry realized in live action. I don't know, a lot of people are saying we want to see this and not PG-13, like in that Netflix sandbox where they almost have no rules. I don't know. Sentry isn't the top of my list as a priority. Obviously, I think it's going to happen eventually, just like almost every Marvel character is going to be realized in live action. But I don't know if Sentry is my top priority. Next question. What do we got? Is Ghost Rider part of the MCU now, says Wim. Wim, I think that Ghost Rider is part of the MCU, obviously. He's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but there is the disconnect between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Marvel Cinematic Universe we see in the movies. This was revealed, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. Giancarlo, what's his last name? The guy from Revolution. I'm sorry, I'm slipping my mind right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he was in the Jungle Book with Jon Favreau, and he said that he was offered roles on Marvel TV, but he didn't want it because he wanted a role in a Marvel movie, and he said that they can't cross over, which prompted another interview which revealed that they are, in fact, separate. So Ghost Rider technically exists in the MCU, but I don't think we'll ever see Robbie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on the big screen. I don't know if we'll see any of those TV characters from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. pop up. I know a lot of people wanted to see them in Infinity War, Age of Ultron. I've heard that there was almost an appearance by a couple of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, but I don't think we're going to see any of those characters in Infinity War or anything like that. So Ghost Rider is in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's where he'll stay, as far as I know. But let's get to some questions. Ron Johnston, can I get you a job with me? Probably not. What else we got? Who do you want to see play the new Wolverine? If Scott Eastwood wasn't tied up with DC, I think he'd be really good for it. He's not the tallest guy in the world. I know a lot of people are saying that you got to get a shorter guy like Joe Manganiello can't do it, even though a lot of people think he's Deathstroke now too. But I think Scott Eastwood would be good for it. I think Tom Hardy would be good for it. But you got to pick a young guy who's going to do it for a while. If Fox plans to continue with their X-Men universe, you got to really be able to build around it. Maybe take Wolverine out of the X-Men movies for a little while and stop relying on him so much and use some of the other X-Men characters who should excel. Just to name a few. Rogue, I don't know. Deaths, yes, deaths coming to The Walking Dead Season 7 premiere. I'm not saying anything. That's Nicotero's words, not mine. Let's get a couple more. Whatever happened to the Death of Superman movie? I've never heard about that. I don't know if I missed something. If I missed something, go ahead and correct me. Underworld. You guys are looking forward to Underworld. Me too. Have I heard anything about the Gambit movie? It lost its director. It keeps getting pushed back. That's really all there is. Channing Tatum is still on board. I don't know anything more than that. I don't know if the movie's actually still going to happen. I would like to see it happen, but like Gambit would be one of those characters that could take Wolverine's spot and be the centerpiece of the X-Men universe, but they have to actually get there. So we'll see. Yeah, you guys are all talking about, they're arguing over my hat now, and that's where we're going to wrap it up. Some people like the hats, some people don't. Well, today we did a hat. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to talk more, hit me up on Twitter at BrandonDavisBD. Make sure you're following ComicBook.com on all the social media platforms and get all your news right there, guys. All right. I'll see you later.